These are 10 football betting tips that will help aspiring sports bettors make more money, because maximum profits are all about efficiency and value. So in no particular order, number one on our list is a good place to start because research is key. At its core, football is a game of strategy and chance. Understanding rising trends in football betting is pivotal to profitable decisions. Who are the current key players? Are they currently underrated? Who has a potential injury? By dedicating time to analysing past performances, we can identify patterns and trends that are often repeated. Now, injuries are often miscalculated when it comes to betting odds, gifting us an advantage as they unfold in play. Many of the world's biggest gamblers target injuries for this particular reason. You'll need to have done your research in advance, but while the market adapts, is a great opportunity to steal some value. In an age where vast amounts of data are available at our fingertips, leveraging this information is indispensable. Remember, successful betting isn't about luck, it's about getting paid more than the bet is truly worth on a regular basis. Long-term value leads to guaranteed profit, which leads me on to football betting tip number 2, because value bets are not about predicting the most likely outcome, but more about identifying opportunities where the odds on offer are a higher value than the probable risk. For instance, if you believe Team A has a 60% chance of winning, but the bookmaker's odds reflect a 50% chance, there's pure value on offer. Placing bets at value odds repeatedly guarantees a bottom line profit. The best way to get the best value odds is via sharp betting brands like BettingAsia. They're a single point of access for the sharpest betting prices on the planet. When compared to soft bookies like Bet365, it's just a no-brainer. Now, tapping into value is explained in a recent upload, so I'll leave a link in the description down below. The important point here is that over time, consistently betting at value is mathematically proven to yield a profit, even if some of the bets lose in the short term. However, sometimes this does mean being patient and going against the grain. Football betting tip number 3 is simpler to understand because in the modern world, bookies are tracking your every move. From signing up and registering your address, to what bets you place, when, and even how long you have the bet slip open on your screen or app before clicking submit. They attempt to track it all. It's frustrating, but unfortunately, instead of improving their product, many of the mainstream betting brands now use algorithms and tracking to identify winners and then restrict and ban the account. Masking your identity via a VPN or using a brand like BettingAsia is crucial if you want to carry on winning. But the first 3 tips are no good if you're not using our 4th football betting tip. It's the backbone of profitable betting of any kind. If you've ever chased your losses, you'll know what I mean. Bankroll and staking are often underrated and overlooked variables within betting. The portion of your bankroll that you risk and the amount you stake on each bet should be relative to the anticipated value. Flat staking plans sound nice, but they don't really make sense when it comes to making money. To explain, imagine we've found 2 different value bets. For argument's sake, let's say their true implied chance is 50% each. So in theory, their odds should be 2.0 in decimals. However, bet number 1 is priced at 2.1 and bet number 2 is priced at 2.2. Our betting stake simply multiplies the value margin, so it makes sense to bet more on the second option. By understanding the expected value of a bet, explained in a previous video, and adjusting stakes, it drastically increases the returns and safeguards you against risk. The key is to remain consistent and disciplined in application. I'll show you how in tip number 7. But first, football betting tip number 5 is crucial for getting value from each and every bet. The betting landscape shifts quickly, sometimes in just minutes. Doing your homework is one thing, but keeping track of relevant information as it changes is another. Managerial decisions, changes to the lineup, and injuries, as I previously mentioned, all affect the odds. Reacting early is a simple way of grabbing some value. Subscribing to reliable sporting sources, following teams on social media, and setting up automated alerts provide real-time insights that give us a significant edge. Some punters make millions from exploiting time delays, but that's explained in a different upload. But it's not just changes in information around the game. Betting market moves can also be quite telling. Sharp bettors often cause prices to crash. If you see odds suddenly dropping, it might indicate insider knowledge or sharp money being placed. This also includes tracking behind the scenes events such as team politics or locker room dynamics, which can indirectly influence play. Being ahead of the curve with the latest information not only offers an edge over the bookmakers, but also empowers bettors to make more informed choices, maximising potential returns and mitigating risks. Now, emotional behaviour is the enemy of profitable football betting. When it comes to our favourite teams, passion and loyalty often blur the lines of objectivity, because while we may believe in our team's potential, our belief can lead to biased decisions, overlooking potential pitfalls and the chance of success. Quite literally, there's no getting away from it. Betting on a team when you have an emotional attachment clouds judgment and leads to poor decisions like chasing those losses. The solution though is simple. Do not attempt to bet on any situation where you're emotionally involved as a fan. To navigate the betting world effectively, it's essential to maintain a degree of detachment. By avoiding bets on your favourite teams, one can ensure decisions are based on data and analysis rather than sentiment, leading to more rational choices. It will help you realise the worst goings on within football tip number 10 in a moment too. But first, we've all met someone who claims to consistently win. However, when they're asked about how much and how often they lose, they become increasingly vague. Successful sports betting is like operating a business. You need to keep meticulous records so you can analyse, adjust and implement changes. Bet type, the amount staked, odds, outcome and logic should all be noted so you have a tangible history of what actually happened. Not only does a record allow you to track profits, but it's the most effective way to identify patterns and highlight your strengths. Now at first it will seem like a boring chore, but once you have enough data, you can cut out the mistakes and double down on those winning strategies you've been using. Also, a clear record reinforces confidence and discipline, making it easier to follow your own rules and seamlessly integrate with the betting markets, because you need to understand how they systematically function as well. There's multiple ways to bet, each with their own nuances. Building effective strategies that target value and exploit edges are the only way to win long term. There's a few specifics shown in our videos on the betting strategies playlist on this channel. Adjusting to each individual situation is imperative though. The betting market always leads a good strategy. Unfortunately, most novices try to do things backwards by sourcing a strategy and then blindly applying it to every betting market. It just doesn't work like that. Typically, pre-match betting markets provide smoother, higher staking opportunities, whereas in-play betting markets require fast reactions with higher margins and limited scale. The lesser known betting markets provide some of the largest value opportunities, which leads me on to football betting tip number 9. Because hype and buzz often sway perception in football. Media narratives, fan sentiment and dramatic headlines all play a part in undermining and inflating perceived chances. Now, skewed odds that don't truly represent probability are an advantage. However, betting on the wrong side of skewed odds can be disastrous. As bettors, it's important that we don't succumb to biases that are so frequently touted. Instead, we need to ignore the hype and prioritise data over drama. By developing the discipline to sift through the noise and focus on factual, objective data, we make more informed decisions. After all, in betting, rationale and evidence-based choices often triumph over emotional or popular opinions. Now, the last football betting tip is massive if you've ever followed a tipster, because you need to know how they operate and if you should trust them. I analysed 30 days worth to see if they truly worked here in the next video in the end screen, so check it out. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys next time.